welcome to episode number 1 of Bodycount. Bodycount is a brand new series that I'm starting on my channel. Basically, what it is I'm just going to review one random slasher from any year, any decade. It could be 80s, 90s, 2000s, whatever. Totally random. So for episode number 1, I decided to review a brand new release. It came out this week, August 25th, 2015. It's a film from 2013, and it is Morbid. Let's get into this. Okay guys, hopping straight into this review. First thing I want to point out is this cover art. Whoever designed this and drew it up did a hell of a job. I really like the cover art, and I hope to see more cover art that looks like this in the future. Okay, so hopping into the plot of this thing, it's basically a typical run-of-the-mill slasher. There's a big high school homecoming football game. After the game, the QB star, Skywalker's his name, legit his name's Skywalker, throws a party at his house, parents gone for the weekend. And that pretty much it sets up your typical slasher formula. You know, when you throw a party in a horror movie, a mass killer's got to show up and start picking people off one by one. There's a few things I like about this movie, so let's get into those. The first thing I really like that pays great homage to a lot of 80s slasher films. You know, they drop hints of Friday the 13th and Sleepaway Camp and The Burning. I thought that was pretty cool and well done. Another thing I really enjoyed was the body count. The body count in this movie is pretty high for a modern slasher. I believe there's 9 or 10 on-screen deaths that take place, which is pretty good. The killer himself, he's pretty cool. He's got this mask. It's got like a zipper over his mouth and everything. And he's wearing like a all-black suit. It's pretty unique. I thought it was pretty cool, at least. Another thing I really enjoyed is this funny scene in the movie where this dude Skywalker, him and another character, get into a fight over about a girl and stuff, and he cuts like this 1980s Ric Flair promo, man. It's got to be one of the funniest things I've ever seen in a horror movie, man. It's just cracked me up. I almost fell out of my chair laughing. It was pretty unique. You don't see that every day in a movie, man, that's for sure. Another thing I really enjoyed is the ending. I'm not going to spoil it for you guys, but it's pretty unique, and there's an actual quote on here that says, "Sure to go down in slasher film history as the weirdest finale since Sleepaway Camp." I'm not sure if it's that good, but it's pretty out there. It's unique. Pretty well done. It's different, that's for sure. So that's all I got to say about that. Now, getting into things I disliked about this movie. There's quite a few of them, so this might take a minute. Right. First thing I disliked about this movie was the lack of character development, man. You know, these new age slashers, modern slashers, they're lack depth of character. You don't really feel for them. You know, you don't want to see anybody live. You don't care if they die, and that's pretty much how I feel about the characters in this movie. The final girl's Grace, she doesn't really do it for me for a final girl. She's not believable. You know, think of all the great ones over the years, and she's just not one of them, that's for sure. She's weak. You don't care if she lives or dies, that's for sure. Now into the production of this movie. I got a few negative things to say about that. The lighting in this movie is atrocious, man. There's these scenes in the movie where there's news broadcasts interrupt the movie, and they're awkward as hell and they feel weird, but they're like recording like on a cell phone or something, and it's just the light keeps going out and it's really dark, and you can't see the sheriff talking, and they're trying to be funny. He's trying to be funny, and it's just stupid, like I said, man. And the camera work, man, it's got to be some of the worst camera work I ever seen in a movie. I'm no camera expert or anything, but I've seen a lot of low budget slasher movies, and this is pretty bad, man. They just needed somebody to know what they were doing on the camera, and they might have had a chance of doing a better job with that, man. All these weird angles and everything just came off really poorly. Another thing about the kills itself in the movie is they're pretty lackluster. Like I said, there's about 9 or 10 on-screen deaths, but they just don't stand out to me, man. There's no memorable kills. You don't remember anything, really. There's a couple decent ones, but that's about it. The acting in this movie is pretty atrocious as well, man. You expect these with these low-budget films, man, but just none of the characters didn't see what they were doing, knew what they were doing. It was pretty poorly acted, and man, just kind of took me out of the movie a little bit. And for the bad acting, there's way too many scenes where the dialogue just felt like it was going on and on and on, and not helping them out at all, man. It just another reason why I think the acting was bad, man. It's bad script. they're really not talking about much. Just really long scenes. Sound pretty dumb. Okay, so if I actually had to rate this film, I would only recommend it to like a serious hardcore slasher fan. If you're like a fan of low budget slasher films from the 80s or even nowadays, I would check it out just for that alone. If I had to rate it though, I'd give it a overall of a 4.5 severed arms to the gut out of 10. And like I said, check it out at your own risk. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe please. Leave your comments down below if you've seen it. And as always, thanks for watching, guys. Keep it cool, man.